It's still thinking.
Weird Realities Network presents Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales, where we pull up a log, roast a marshmallow, and settle in as these two blondes talk spooky tales, urban legends, and classic horror icons. Exciting guests, perky blondes, and sinister tales makes this podcast as good as a double stack s'more. So let's join Bethany and Crystal as they gather around the campfire in Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales.
Ricky.
I was not expecting that to be there. The intro went away.
That's how I roll.
That's the thing with Rick. You always got to expect the unexpected on that.
I wonder if we lost Mike.
No, he's still here.
There he is. There he is.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to Blondes, Books, and Campfire Tales. Thank you for dealing with our little technical
you guys just said. But...
You're good. My computer was doing a weird update. I don't know why, and it was taking forever. So we're a little delayed on getting started, but we've got everyone here. So I want to thank Mike Evans for being a special guest on our episode this week. So everybody welcome Mike. Woo! I don't know.
Hi,
that
Mike.
was my welcome. But obviously today we're going to talk about the Loch Ness Monster. We're going to talk about Mysteries of the Deep, and then probably go off tangent quite normal. But then we're going to talk about Mike. He has
and plugging it back in.
Oh, what was that?
Whose Alexa was just talking to them?
Alexa, what do you think of Siri?
Nothing.
Okay.
She's got no opinion.
Anyway.
I think there's a...
Well, welcome, Mike, to our episode. We're glad to have you here. I know you have let's talk about you for a little bit before we get into everything else, but I know you have a new release coming up. Do you want to talk a little bit about that right there? Or there might be a delay on my thing.
That it was like one of the quickest beta sessions I ever had. So my friend Leslie's usually like at least the one beta, and she knocked it out in like a day and a half. She was like, "This was so clean," which is fine. So I was able to publish it Sunday,
nice
2 days ago. So it's Zombies Ate the Neighbors 3. It's called Dead Cold. Set in Iowa and Ankeny, and set in 1985. So there's no internet. Things are a little harder. Kids have more guns. So
what part of Iowa was the main focus?
Central, like Ankeny.
Okay.
I'm guessing that means something to people that have been to Iowa. Never been there.
Ricky and I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's close to Des Moines. Like that would be the best way to put it. Most people probably don't know where Des Moines is either. Maybe they do.
I've at least heard of Des Moines.
But yeah, just dead center.
I think everyone associates stuff with Iowa around Des Moines.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
say
like
how
20
far
minutes.
you out from Des Moines, then we got it.
Yep.
If Carmen Sandiego was hanging out in Iowa,
Yep.
she was hanging out in Des Moines. I remember that from my Carmen Sandiego computer game.
So, Mike, for that particular series, the Zombies Ate the Neighbors, I know you like to focus on the actual day that the zombie invasion happened. Is the third book still focusing on the beginning of the zombie apocalypse right there? Yeah? Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I know a lot.
It's still focusing on it. It's kind of more in the afternoon.
Gotcha.
So I had one of my editor gives away contests, and she's like, "Mike will kill you in his book." And then she sent me a message, and she's like, "Hey, can you kill someone in a book for me?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'll figure out some new character and ruin another character's day. So that was kind of funny for book 4.
Yeah,
So-
those are always fun.
But yeah, it's a good time. It's just, I don't know. It's like my 52nd release. So
That's awesome. That's a lot of books.
We may have lost Bethany for
Yeah,
a
her
moment.
face looks very
It's a
frozen.
great picture too. Do a screenshot.
Good for her for later.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
at
got
least she's
lost her.
Very good.
Oh no. So
maybe somebody got a screenshot of her face.
I actually have a better connection now that she's not there.
Oh man,
that's what we needed.
Maybe those updates are still doing a thing.
It's because she decided to do an update right before the show.
I don't think she intended to. It may have just started doing a thing. So
yeah.
Anyway, so out of curiosity, with your book series, is it kind of like 24 the series where you have, each one's an hour, but in this case, it's kind of a segment of a day, and you maybe progress into like book 5 and 6 and stuff later on, and it's still part of that day?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of did that for like Zombies on the Block is like 14 books and it's day one. Like it's like just a horrific day with a crap ton of characters. And then like Zombies Ate the Neighbors is basically the same idea. Like the first few books is kind of the morning, afternoon. I didn't know if I was going to write more than 3 books of it. I'm almost done with 4. So I don't, at this point, it could be 5 or 6. So maybe we'll get to day 2.
Maybe.
I think The Orphans is probably one of the only ones that I like progressed like months and years into advance. So yeah, she's really done.
I do feel like that first stage of Apocalypse is like going to be one of the busiest. Like those first few days.
Yeah. I mean, no one knows what to do, Like one of the guys in this book he's a detective, and it's like he's got a kid and he's a widow. So it's like, does he go save his kid or does he, keep up his oath to protect people? And same with like the it takes place at a high school too. So they're like teachers. It's like, some of the teachers are like, okay, none of you guys respected me the last 6 months. I'm going to go home. And then there's other teachers that are like, okay, we're going to figure out how to have you die. So it's just kind of fun trying to see what certain people do, like one guy's an assassin. He's fine. He's just going to shoot the hell out of everyone. So
anyway, she was being an assassin. And I'd be ready for zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I mean, does he cast his own bullets and stuff?
I think he's going to do okay. He's kind of one of those guys that can do just about anything. Like he was in the CIA and a few other multiple letter organizations, and he got out, and then he figured out private sector is better money. Yeah, he just kind of can. He's one of those guys that has like cachets like different places. So, kind of set up for when it hits the fan, and it doesn't really matter where. Right. So, but he's one of the characters I like giving a hard time because it makes it harder for him to survive. So, but yeah, this series is kind of cool because it's got some of my old characters, like Gabriel's the assassin, like he was from 8 years ago, and like Buried was my very first book I ever wrote, and Frank and Earl are in that. They're like the main characters and the 2 main characters in this one. So it's kind of fun to, just people that never had any intentions of being in a zombie apocalypse in my books. So
not everybody plans for one.
It's on Amazon.
Well, that's awesome. So out of curiosity, have you had?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So what has been your most fun request for death?
Oh, now we have an echo.
I'm sorry, it's me. Hold on. Okay.
It wouldn't be
honestly, in like
technical
2016, one of my
Hi.
But when I wrote a book called The Uninvited, like I hadn't done anything. It's like extreme serial killer horror, and like it just made me laugh the whole time writing it, thinking that people that are used to me with The Orphans and a couple other books, they're gonna be like, what the hell happened to Mike? And like when I asked one of my friends that she the only thing she said was like, just make sure you kill me. And I was like, done. And it was like one of the first times I think probably not one of the first times, but it was like she became like a main character who I kind of killed off regularly. So
nice.
She gets resurrected and then dies.
Hey, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to go on my phone. And I have to control the comments on my Surface Pro and talk to you guys on my phone. So
Wow.
yeah. And Indy's mad and he's playing with his little thing. So that's the background noise. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
If I seem distracted, it's because technology, and I freaking hate technology. Dungeon Dad's mad that this isn't Pornhub. Londa says, hey. I'm just trying to catch up. Rachel says that she wants to have a zombie Loch Ness monster.
I like it. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then Edward's like, lies. I don't know what we're lying about. Londa says I'm still alive.
Actually, that does kind of bring up a question. Have you considered adding any type of other paranormal effects to the zombie trope? Cryptids or, something else that's going along, a ghost here and there or something.
Yeah, I've always wanted to put like some paranormal somehow in there. But I have not yet. I never say never. I did have a demons book where I had zombies. So that was kind of different, but the zombies were a super small part of the book. So I don't even consider it a zombie book because it's mostly a demonic possession book.
You have a pretty wide range of stuff.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. So with different genres.
Yeah, I'm experiencing a little bit of delay on my end, so sorry, guys.
I think we all are.
It seems to be the day for that. So sorry to the audience if we seem delayed a bit. We kind of are.
I think all of our brains are delayed a bit too.
Are we starting Tuesday? Because it feels like it's Saturday and I'm still working for some reason.
It's okay. I thought it was like 9 a.m. for the last 6 hours, so I'm still adjusting.
I have a massive headache.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Mike's like the only normal one.
So here's a thought. If a zombie is killed and ghosts exist, can a zombie become a ghost? And will that ghost eat other people or will it eat other ghosts?
Well, if it's corporeal, it won't. It could bite people, but if it's non, then it can't bite people.
There's been a nerd joke going around, mostly Dungeons and Dragons related, where you have a person dies, their ghost is out there, and then the body is resurrected. Now it's a zombie, and they're two separate entities. And it's like, no, you idiot, go over this way. The ghost can't affect anything. And of course, the zombie's just,
I've seen that where they're so embarrassed by their zombie body.
They're like, I can't get this body to do anything right.
Exactly.
Look at your hair. Oh, my word.
Don't eat
It'd be
that
interesting if the ghost could take over zombie bodies too.
Right?
Yeah.
Take possession of it.
Yeah.
Look at this. I got two.
Right. That would definitely be fun. So you said you're because I cut out a little bit, I didn't catch everything. When is your new book being released, or did you say it was already released?
Yeah, it came out 2 days ago on
nice.
Sunday
Where can people find it?
night.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Amazon. That's pretty much it. The paperback will be available soon. It's I just hit submit to get some copies of it to look at it. And then Audible for the first 3 months done this summer by Metro. First time working with him, but I've heard nothing but good things about him. So I'm pretty excited for that.
And that was who? I didn't catch the name.
So, yeah. And it's on Kindle Unlimited.
Okay.
Matthew Crow.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Nice. Well, Mike, you have what, 53 books out now? Is this the 53rd?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you tend to come out with books pretty fast. I know you took some time off a little bit.
This was 52.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. But like, yeah, because book 2 came out in September of last year, and then this is my first release this year, and then I'm already probably like a week and a half out from being done with book. I mean, they should get called for release, and then I'll be working on book 5, and then I don't know, 6
Nice.
maybe, or maybe it's done at 5. It's kind of hard.
I was gonna say,
Having fun with it this go around.
yeah, you used to have a kind of like a tendency to come out with a book a month. Are you trying to get back into that, or are you just kind of just doing it at your leisure if it comes fast or slow, or no? It's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
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 I'm not trying to push it, but I would like to just stick to around 4 or 5 a year. I don't want to go crazy. But like that would be good for me.
Yeah, I'm biding my time. I'm trying to do a book a decade. So
I think
Staying
you're on
in
a
that
good
realm.
track for that.
yeah, I'm on a good track for that right now. I'll get
I
there.
think we have a combined story of about every 5 years.
Yeah. Every Dungeon Dan is having fun with the delay on our screen. He's like, everyone's just staring at the screen waiting for a response.
Because I don't want to be interrupting people.
Some of us are on another planet. Some of us are in
I
space.
know.
There's a slight delay. Sorry.
I'm so sorry. But I think everyone expects weird technical things with us at this point.
I'm pretty sure we're known for it. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. So
Sorry, you guys. We tried.
now, the other book I wanted to bring up with you, Mike, is actually Your Vacations from Hell, because I haven't read that book yet, but that's kind of different from what you normally write, right?
Yes, that one was kind of, you know what? I guess I did do kind of a mashup. Ricky had asked that earlier. Totally
Sorry.
totally forgot about a 3-book series. Yeah. Vacation from Hell also has aliens in it.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's definitely a different take. And it's been a while that I believe the aliens are like, they do something to the ground and they're at a cemetery for like a civil war, like, so it's a mass, and they start coming back to life and they're like super powerful and can jump high, and it's pretty crazy. And Earl's in that too, for everyone that's read one of my books and knows who Earl is. He's like a fan favorite. So.
Earl, is he in a lot of your series?
Yeah, he's probably been in more of my series than anyone else that's not like a main character.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, my beta reader, Leslie, I try to find a way to kill her in every series, at least once. And her husband, even though he's desperate. So
Nice.
I think that's one of my favorite things.
I usually use my readers. Names.
But like when reading like the same author, is seeing characters from like other books make it into like books that are totally unrelated to the book you first read them from. Like that's one of my favorite things. I love it because it just makes it like you're creating this entire world, and they're all like intertwined, even if they're not.
Yeah.
I love that.
Stephen King does that a lot. Like if you read through his books, you'll catch a lot of his characters and even the towns, and every now and then they'll talk about like an occasion where I think it was Needful Things, and they're like, oh yeah, remember that dog that went crazy, you know?
Cujo gets talked about in a lot. Like he just gets like mentioned offhand. If a Stephen King book is happening in Castle Rock, Cujo is probably being mentioned.
Yeah.
Not necessarily by name, but yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's fun when authors do that. And even like movie series and television series, when you kind of see little notations, the little Easter eggs like that. I think those are pretty fun.
I love crossovers and such.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely fun.
Or even collaborations, crossovers.
Yeah, so Mike, are you going to do a collaboration with
Yeah.
anyone anytime soon? Do you have didn't you do something, or are
Yeah,
you
it's pretty fun to back some of those old characters.
Oh no, did he freeze?
Oh, or maybe my question didn't come through.
No, well, I don't know. I heard Mike start to answer and then nothing.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't. Damn it, sorry.
It's this delay. And it's kind of funny because Dungeon Dan, he goes, "Hey, Londa, let's figure out a question that applies to all of them for an answer and watch what happens with the delay. It should be a hoot."
I love how this has become meta now. The delay is a character in the show.
But like, I don't know who's delayed or if we're all delayed. Like, I think we're all on our own separate delay.
There are times where, I mean, for me, Mike is usually waiting on us, and then there's a long delay there. But then there's times when, for Bethany, she'll answer something before, Mike's had a chance to. I was like, wait, I didn't even hear that.
Oh. So it's Mike and I. Mike, you and I are the delays.
Or I don't know.
If anybody watching us is high right now, they're probably like, what is happening?
This episode will make the most sense to them out of all the episodes.
Actually, you should name it what Dungeon Den just named it.
Blonde's Books and Delays.
That's the episode name.
But you know what? We're rolling with it, guys. We got this.
That's what we got.
This one's for John.
So, wait, where'd the Pink Panther come from? That was totally
John.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, so going on to kind of our main topic that we're going to talk about, and then at the very end, Mike, we'll come back to you about your books and stuff. But I know we're going to talk about Loch Ness Monster, and we've been teasing Loch Ness for like the last few episodes, so last several months actually, but it keeps getting pushed off. So we're finally going to talk about the Loch Ness Monster today, and just mysteries of the deep, whatever we want to go off on tangent for. So, Crystal or Ricky, did you guys do any research or look into it? Or Mike, did any of you guys look into anything?
Yeah, I totally did a while back and have since forgotten everything.
Gotcha.
That's me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I definitely was a little bit cocky about it this morning. I was like, I already did all my Loch Ness research. I'm fine. And then I was like, actually, like, on the phone for a really large part of today, so I couldn't listen to any podcasts while working today. And I don't think I remembered as much as I thought. But that's okay. We know Loch Ness. Everybody knows Loch Ness.
I mean, we all know something. Here's the thing: is I took a bunch of notes, but it's on my computer. I don't have access to. Hence why I was like, "Hey, Crystal, Ricky, do you guys know anything going on right now?"
No, I did do some research today, just not.
I do like the commercials that are out with that Nessie tea. That was the one that I sent to you guys.
Was that tea or beer? Okay,
you know what? Maybe it was from Scotland. Probably beer.
For like Nessie nectar.
It's a
that
naughty
interpreted a
commercial.
And, we need to find that. We should post it in the comments for people because that was really funny.
It's on our message thing. I'm sure we can link it from there somehow.
Yeah, we'll probably do that after the show because I don't really want to mess with any more technology
issues.
Londa just
I'll find it. I can do this.
You'll find it. I do like the Goth Ness monster that I sent you, though. That one was cute too.
The Goth-ness. Well, why don't you explain some of it just for people who weren't able to view it?
It's literally that. It's a picture of the Loch Ness monster head and shoulders out, but it's got like black mascara and I think there's a fishnet covering on the neck part, and I think there's like a nose ear ring thing, and I mean, gosh.
Well, let's just kind of start out by saying who thinks Nessie is real. So, like, we'll kind of go in a circle. So, Crystal, what do you think? Do you think Nessie is real?
I don't think anybody can prove that she's not real.
Yeah?
Yeah. Prove to me she's not real, and I will say she's not real. Prove to me. You can't prove it.
What about you, Ricky? What do you think?
Oh, no.
No?
Absolutely not.
Great. Now, Mike, what do you think there about Nessie? Or if we're delayed again. Hey, Mike, you there?
Awkward delay.
Wrong, Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that it's my turn, even though she. Sorry. I would say that both think it's impossible, but I would like to see proof
Like to see proof.
personally.
So you and Crystal are similar. You both want
Hopefully
like
that gets proof.
the proof of it.
I mean, I'm willing to believe that the possibility exists. But, like, there's so much out there that we don't know. Maybe she moved to a different lake, though. Or maybe she lives in the Ness River, which is where the first stories of the Loch Ness Monster came from. Was actually
that is
the
true.
river. See, I do know things. All of you thought that I didn't. Just saying.
Mike, Wanda's calling you out right here. I don't know.
Some of the some of the theories were that Loch Ness is just that lake is going to go and go to a different lake.
Sorry, it kind of cut out a little bit. I didn't quite hear what you said. What was
Okay,
that?
yeah. I'm glad it wasn't just me that has no idea what you just said, Mike. Sorry.
It's spelled out.
Okay. It was genius. No, just kidding. It was just that where the sighting had been, they said that lake might just be where they go to mate. And then they go with their offspring back to another lake or river. Or cave. That kept coming up too, is that there's a lot of caves that probably haven't been able to be searched.
Yeah, they haven't been able to search, like they can't search the whole pond or lake that it's in, right?
There's so many like underwater caves all over the place.
Yep.
And
there's a lot of silt, and the visibility is pretty nil, and
out of all the places in this world that we can guarantee we know all the creatures, we can't even guarantee we know all the creatures on land. There's no way we can guarantee that we know all the creatures in water.
Yeah. Well, they're still discovering stuff underwater that they're like, oh, wait, we didn't even know about this. And we're like, what? It's been on our planet for millions of years.
Yeah.
When I would run Dungeons and Dragons one-shot adventures,
I think they overlooked that like 98% of the planet's covered with water.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Dungeons and Dragons one-shot adventures, some of the ones that I would do would have kind of a Loch Ness Monster type theme to it, and then later on it's like this giant alligator or something that fits within the thing that they can kind of do a thing with. But usually it ends up in a cave, and we lost Mike.
It goes on and off. He'll come back.
Oh, okay.
He'll come back. Bethany went away and came back. It's fine.
I always come back. It's my show.
Unless maybe he doesn't want to come back. I don't know.
Like, I gotta do this. I'm done.
He's all, we only had an Iowa connection and it's gone now.
It's gone. Okay, so somebody just made a comment. I'm going, yeah, it was Rachel. That's what I thought. Rachel made a comment about fairies. Like, okay, so when you think about the world of fairies, they live in a world that's here, but it's next to us. It's like a different portal, whatever, parallel universe. What if that's just what's going on with Nessie? She lives part of the time in the fairy world and part of the time here.
I feel like Nessie is a lot like Shamu and
Shamu the whale?
Yeah, Shamu and Smokey the Bear, as in the sense that they're not all the same thing. Like, people just keep giving it the name, but it's like a new creature, each time. So even though Shamu's always a whale and Smokey the Bear is always a bale.
He's a bell. Yes, he's a bell. You ring him.
Thanks. And then, but Nessie is whatever Nessie is, but I don't think it's obviously the same Nessie that was first photographed and documented. you know.
Well, I mean, there's sharks that live for hundreds of years.
That
And
is
the first
true.
photograph of Nessie, which that one is proven to be fake, but that's from 1933. It could still be the same one.
It could be, yeah. Or it could not be, like my theory.
Yeah, well, I mean, and going along with
Non-believer.
Shamu, you know, the dorsal fin of, you know, whales and stuff, some of them over time kind of, you know, list off to the side, and it kind of has that, you know, that look. The other option is if it's the other end, you know, because sometimes they flip over and there's a thing there.
Oh, like sea monsters actually being whales' penises?
Exactly.
I'll say it if you won't. I will just be blunt.
I'm more of having fun watching Mike's face to see if he's still delayed or not on what Crystal and Ricky are saying. So I can't tell if Mike if you're still delayed.
It's a lot like Hollywood squares, except for the fact that our squares keep shifting as
They do.
As there's different, like, technical errors.
In which case, I'll be Paul Lind.
There you go.
We gotta be in the middle.
Well, you know, we always have to have something fun on every episode. So,
But the Fae idea is kind of cool. The idea that there's a you know, a quantum, or even, you know, scientific on that, you know, even with aliens and such, you know, you can have a quantum realm, a different phased area and such, and maybe it's just kind of back and forth. You know, maybe there's a gateway back there. You know, maybe their version of a fairy ring underwater or something. I don't know.
I would love to find that fairy ring and just go live with Nessie wherever she lives the rest of the time.
Do you believe? Do you breathe underwater?
Rachel's taking bets as soon as it posts. She goes, "Who's next to drop off?"
I believe that if I find this fairy ring, I won't need to worry about if I can breathe underwater or not. Because it's magic. If it's magical, breath doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's my theory.
What if Nessie's around, not because they're alive, but that they're a zombie?
Well,
it's
then
a
I'll be
zombie version of a dinosaur.
It'll be a zombie with Nessie. It's fine.
And somehow being preserved. It's a long time.
Well, but if you think of how cold the lake gets and then the pressure down there, I mean, there's parts of the ocean where things are perfectly preserved because they're so cold. It doesn't decompose.
Yeah. Things in water don't, and especially depending on the composition of the water, it might not. Like, there's a lake, I saw something recently, a lake here in North America. I don't remember exactly where, but there's this body of some wildcat that's been there for a really long time already. And they're like, this is going to turn into a fossil. And they're like, we can basically watch it fossilize, but it's already been there for a really long time and it still has fur and everything because of like the composition and temperature. And like, I'm not a scientist, so don't ask me to explain all of it. But, you know, Nessie's fine.
I'm trying to figure out what Dan's talking about the Bigfoot portal theory. Do you guys know what that is?
It sounds kind of probably something similar. You know, the idea that there's...
no idea.
I don't know. I'm going to look it up.
I don't know. Where is it? Maybe I could find it this weekend. The Bigfoot portal.
I feel like this weekend. You're looking for stuff to do.
I live in Bigfoot territory. Why couldn't I find it this weekend?
That is true.
Do you have the Bigfoot call down?
The Bigfoot what?
You know, the call that supposedly they make or something.
Oh, no, I don't.
You know, finding Bigfoot.
I mean, the Bigfoot festival's coming up, though.
Well, don't they just throw rocks and like smack sticks together for a while and then they just like gorilla call you?
The only thing I can think of for a Bigfoot call is the sound Chewbacca makes. And I know I cannot imitate that sound, so...
You did a good, what was that call, Ricky, that Crystal you did before on a previous episode? Londa's daring you. Well, it wasn't Chupacabra. It was some other creature we're talking about.
Oh, and I just made a weird random... I don't remember what that noise was.
Was it maybe? Oh, the Jersey Devil, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that might have been it.
I don't remember that noise. Okay.
As
Now,
opposed to the
now I
Jersey
need to make
Shore.
up a Bigfoot call though, because I made up
Okay.
a Jersey Devil call.
So Rachel says the theory, Bigfoot isn't actually in using portals, that nobody can ever find them because they're not always there. So Bigfoot uses portals, and that's why no one can ever find them.
I totally think Nessie could be doing the same thing.
Yeah, like little. Now, see, when people talk about portals, I don't know why in my head I'm thinking of like Mario Kart and those little golden rings. Yeah, and I just picture Nessie like popping their head up and be like, haha, and then like going down through the
It's
golden
me,
Throwing a
Nessie.
turtle shell at somebody and then disappearing.
when someone tries to follow it and they're like, haha, you can't find me, and it goes
Well,
to the golden ring.
Maybe it's the nth dimension.
The
With
nth.
Buckaroo Banzai. He travels through the nth dimension. And they brings back these other aliens and such, or I'm sorry, other extraplanar beings. I think it wasn't John Cleese, but it was like John Lithgow and a whole bunch of other comedic actors and such.
Was that a movie?
Oh yeah, Buckaroo Banzai. Oh yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Neither have I.
Yeah, it's a bad B-rated movie. It's definitely worth watching for that.
I'm like, Mike, Crystal, and I are all the same age, so yeah, you're probably dating us right here, Ricky.
He's like, I'm the oldest one.
Yeah, I've never.
Mike's like, I got nothing.
Okay, fine.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of movies that I know that I probably realistically do only
Heard
know
of
because
it.
of my older brothers, but that's not one of them.
So, Mike, what is your theory on Nessie? Like, do you think it has portals? Do you think it goes to different lakes? Dan, I don't think it's Mike looking lost. I think we're just not letting Mike talk. We keep cutting him off.
We
But,
need to
like,
respect the delay more.
I know. But what's kind of your theory on Nessie or any creature like that of sorts?
No, it's a delay. I think I'm gonna try it on.
Oh, not sure if we got that there. Dan says I was being polite. Let's see here.
Oh,
So
we lost it again.
was it me or Mike?
You.
No, Mike.
him.
Yeah, you're still there.
Well, because
We lost him. You're still there. I see you.
No, so I have my screen, and then I have this screen that manages everything. And on my screen I see me, and on the other screen I saw Mike. So I didn't know if I dropped off or if Mike dropped off.
What was on the other screen again?
Well, now it's all four of us. Okay.
I don't.
Because it makes a difference whether we're looking
Don't know
at her
what's-
screen or our screen. Where's
Poor
Bethany?
Mike.
Oh no. I see Bethany. Londa, do you not see Bethany?
I think Londa's just messing with me. Mike,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. This must be, I think yours is just delayed a little bit more than ours. And so it's getting really tough on you. Of course, Dan says that you use the portal system.
And now he's gone again.
He
I hope
he
he
came
comes
back
back.
as dropped guy.
Hey! Nice. Great job.
Okay, let's see if my phone works better.
Whoa!
Okay.
That
way
actually
better.
does.
Already it's better. Honestly.
Thank
Yeah.
God. I'm sorry.
Right?
I do like the
We're all-
composition, though. It looks cool.
Mike and I
layout on
are
our
team
screen.
phone over here.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, I can hear you. And I
We're
can
in the
see you talking at the
same
same
time
time as
zone
I
now.
hear you. It's amazing. I love
Yeah.
it.
This is a large improvement. I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Sorry about the issues today, but yes, I'm glad you did that as well.
yeah.
Okay, I told you earlier I took notes. I had to say this before I forget. So the first sighting of the Loch Ness was in 565 AD. Did you know it went that far back?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like, supposedly there was a corpse found in like 1808 and it was 55 foot long. But they didn't have a way to photograph it back then or preserve it in any way.
Maybe that was the actual first dinosaur that was found. Because
Maybe.
dinosaurs weren't actually found until like the 1800s or the 1900s.
Well, like this one was rotting on the shore.
Oh, well then maybe it wasn't the first dinosaur.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the last dinosaur.
It was the last dinosaur.
And I think I'll stop after this, but I think that they took the skull from it and shipped it. It was like something like they shipped it to London, and then during World War One, I think a building got bombed that had it in it. Like
Aw,
the only, of course, the only proof supposedly.
Man, London gets all the cool stuff.
It's because they stole it all. Like,
I mean,
what happens when you thief from every country?
When you speak from every country.
it's conquest. It's ours now.
Don't. I was hoping that wouldn't go noticed, but thanks for pointing it out.
I gotcha. So, I mean, they do. I mean, crocodiles and alligators and stuff. They're in a lot of sharks are kind of descendant from, or you can see the evolution process from dinosaurs and stuff. So there's no reason to deny that Nessie could be similar as well, like a lost descendant from a dinosaur of
Yeah.
sorts.
I
Did you guys
think
see
that's
that
what it is.
No, I think that's just your ghost.
Probably. At least they're not knocking on my door this time. That was random. This is over in my kitchen now. Okay. Well,
I'm kidding.
Indy's not scared. Sorry. That was totally
If
just
Indy's
random.
not scared, you're fine though. Like,
If Sherlock's scared, that's normal.
Nah, he's asleep.
Whoa!
I'm like, if Olive's asleep, but I don't know where Olive is. So I don't know.
Halo's definitely asleep.
Oh gosh. Ricky. The
Trying to
permanent.
impress everybody with the ghost cat again.
Exactly. Mike, you've got
Don't
some
show
animals too. You've got some dogs and stuff, right?
I've got Maggie. She's probably sleeping on my wife's lap because she's the biggest baby.
Aw.
So she
You always
won't lay
post
with me,
photos.
but yeah, she won't lay with me, but she'll lay with the girls. I take her for walks and I feed her. I get nothing.
She's a girl dog.
So
She's like, you are just the food source.
yeah, yeah. The minute I lay down on the couch, she gets down and goes and sits with my wife.
Aw.
Maybe that's similar with Nessie. She comes here for food and then goes back and hides where she gets the cuddles.
Yeah,
What would you feed Nessie? Like, what do you guys think that Nessie eats?
Human souls.
I was going to say human, but you beat me to it. Thank you.
Just went straight to the souls right there.
I was gonna say algae.
I would imagine more, herbal. Well, no. What is that diet? Piscean or
Pescatarian?
Yeah, well, your fish diet for the most part.
God, I
Yeah.
thought that was a religion. Oh, that's pescatarian.
That's
Yeah.
Presbyterian or Pentecostal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Pisces, but that's not. I mean, that's more of a religion than science anyway. So,
Wait, that's
No, I
astrology.
so
I can see Nessie being pescatarian, a bunch of fish, some plants, a few human souls.
Yeah, there you go.
got to keep young.
Live, 1,000 years. There you go.
That's how she lives for so long.
I don't know. I could see it being like omnivore, like doing the whole plants and stuff on the bottom, but at the same time having fish and things as well. I mean, it's got
Yeah.
teeth, so why not?
If
According
you
to the
really
pictures.
can't see in there, I wonder what the fish life is like, the marine life. If they have developed kind of like cave fish and such, where they don't use a whole lot of sight, maybe they're using echolocation or like sharks with the electric fields and such.
Yeah.
How are they navigating in a lightless world?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Nessie just has like a magnet for human souls.
You just
You're stuck on the human souls, aren't you?
It's just my thoughts.
Dan's just that they eat
Behind you,
Scots.
Bethany?
No. Tourists. Those are the ones the non-believers.
The non-believers. If you don't believe, Nessie's coming for you. I think we can all
Nessie's the
agree on
boogeyman of the lake.
that. Is Bethany drinking moonshine?
Dan, that's water. Or clear colored substance right now. So we're going to go with water.
So it is moonshine, is what I heard. Dan,
It's
you
not
were right.
moonshine.
Moonshine.
I don't know if my stomach can take that right now.
No, absinthe can be clear. Anyway,
Ugh.
Absinthe is not good tasting. Have you guys ever tried it?
Yeah, it's like black licorice tasting.
well, I had the constituent parts were brought in, and somebody mixed it here, so we did that because apparently it's illegal to ship the entire thing.
So yeah, well, it used to be completely illegal in the U.S. Now there's a form of it that is legal, but it can't have the wormwood in it.
Yeah, and see, so he had the wormwood. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, when I had it, it was like you poured it over sugar that was in a spoon and stuff like that, and you let it sit. But like still,
light it.
yeah, and it was just way
But
too
it's still-
licorice tasting. I can't.
Yeah. It still doesn't have the wormwood in it. You have to go to Europe to get the wormwood. That's a really hard word for me to say right now.
Wormwood.
Wormwood.
That's why Tolkien used it as a character.
Which character?
Wormwood.
Oh, okay. But like who?
So in the movies, okay, when they go visit the king who's all, old and stuff,
Yeah, Theoden.
the guy talking to him.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I gotcha. The
Hey,
creepy.
I'm not a huge Tolkien person either, Bethany, but yeah.
Dan's just on his own conversation over here. Londa just embraces all of us.
We're American. Doesn't every American know about moonshine?
It's good.
Mike's all, yeah.
For however many years that Prohibition lasted, that's what everybody was drinking. And I
Yeah.
know none of us were alive during that time, but the tradition kept on.
There's a moonshine that's like an apple pie moonshine. Now, I have not had it since my surgery because I don't know how my stomach will handle that. But I had it before my surgery. That thing was delicious.
It is good.
You've had it?
Yeah, I've had that one, and I've had a legit homemade moonshine. It was like peaches, and that's my favorite. And I don't even like peaches, and it was so good.
I tried from the liquor store one recently. It was like a strawberry and cream flavored moonshine. That one was really good.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
walk right into everything, Rachel. But when I lived in Maryland, people would bring homemade moonshine to like almost every party, and I've tried so many different kinds of like different flavors. Homemade moonshine is whoa.
It'll just strip your intestines clean, man.
Yeah, you don't need a juice detox. Just detox off of some.
There you go. Do a shot, pop some Advil, and go to bed for a bit.
So if you have the apple, you said it was apple pie flavored moonshine.
Yeah.
Does that go best with like cheddar cheese or something, or?
Probably.
Yeah. Actually, I would take it with peaches, and I would marinate my peaches in it. That or Captain Morgan spice rum, and then you would put it on the grill, and you'd grill the peaches and serve them with some whipped cream.
How does it not fall through the grill?
You put it in aluminum foil, you jerk.
I'm not sure where the moonshine was in that recipe though, because you were talking about soaking peaches in spiced rum, not moonshine.
Well, I've done the apple pie, but I normally fall back on the Captain Morgan spice rum. But I've done both, and it tastes pretty good with both of them.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. This has nothing to do with Nessie, but
Well, perhaps that's how you cook Nessie, is with moonshine and.
there you go. Nessie goes
So
there
just
with a
soak
side
her in
of
some apple pie moonshine and put her on the grill.
And that's the American way with our Scottish creature we're talking about.
You had to marinate it first.
Maybe we should marinate her in scotch since she's from Scotland.
Well, maybe she's tired of Scots.
Maybe we don't kill her.
Yeah.
She's about to go through one of those gold circle portal things again. Get away from us.
She's like, wait, why are people talking about how to best barbecue me?
Dan, don't you know? You just need to give us like a little crumb, and we will go so far off topic.
Ooh, squirrel.
Hey, we brought Moonshine back to Nessie. I don't see how we're off topic at this point.
Yeah.
We're just talking about how to cook her in moonshine.
I
Well,
I don't see how that's off topic.
Yeah. What if Nessie was drunk?
That's why she approaches every now and then. That's when you get pictures of her. She's like, "Hey," and then she goes back down.
She's out there to slay or something. What? Hey.
She's like, "Check this." And she's like, "Watch these humans when I go up here on the surface. They go crazy."
Thanks to Gothness monster. That was her
The
Gothness.
Do you think that Nessie could move around on land?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she kind of looks like a brontosaurus. Like,
Oh no.
oh God, Mike, are you okay?
I'm good. It's slipped.
Maybe Mike's drinking moonshine.
I was gonna say,
I'm taking apple juice.
apple juice.
No.
But yeah, like the image we have of her, of like the long neck and stuff, like she's got that brontosaurus look, and they walked. So I don't see why Nessie couldn't.
Plesiosaur, I think, and they had flippers instead of feet. But I mean,
Well, but seals and sea lions have flippers, and they walk.
And they come on, yeah. They do like their little waddle.
do they
like
walk
on
the
a seal.
Bethany? Do they really walk, or do they kind
waddle.
of kick worm and
Okay, no, this is what I learned on my little private tour that I had because I was the only person who signed up for it. Sea lions are the only one. Okay, so I'm sorry. Not otters. Seals. Seals can't actually walk. They do the little kick worm, right?
Yeah.
And then sea lions, they can actually go up on their little fore flippers and they can,
And they
walk.
waddle.
Yeah, they waddle and they can walk. And I figure that's kind of like Nessie with her long giraffe neck and stuff. And that's what she can do.
Now I've got the do 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 do.
What if Nessie's just a whale's penis?
Oh my gosh. We're back to that.
Wait, did the delay
Just like
just
all
not
the other
catch up?
sea monsters.
I swear the delay just caught up, right? Because we talked about this a half hour ago.
I
Crystal's
on that.
That was during, you weren't here for part of that, I think.
Oh yeah, we had a whole whale penis conversation while you dropped out.
Because, I mean, the Kraken is either a giant squid or a whale's penis.
I love how no one has any comment to that.
Well, the
Because
Kraken's
it's
not
the truth.
part of it.
What other comment are you going to add to that? It was the truth.
So when they release the Kraken,
Don't release the load.
wow! Holy crud! We're gonna lose Mike, guys.
Listen,
He's gonna drop us
He's all okay.
so fast.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Nessie. Oh, wow.
I'm sorry.
Easy
I
sword,
didn't
huh?
know I was in this mood today.
But that is kind of a cool image now. I am imagining on land kind of the whole steel, thing, but it's Nessie. And it'll be super elongated with the whole neck, so you got the body and then, the neck as well. And pretty soon, just kind of,
Elongated. Okay.
whatever.
When you were talking about the cool image, I thought you were still talking about releasing the load, and I'm like, I didn't realize that was that amazing of an image.
Wow. I'm on to kickworming Nessie at the moment. So, I mean, a form of locomotion across the land. Maybe
Excuse me, I'm out of
Nessie can
water. I'll be
only
right
eat
back.
stuff on land and has to come to land to eat. That's why there's sightings.
Where'd Crystal go?
I think she said she needed water.
Huh?
What, Mike?
I think she needed water, she said.
As she hacks there a bit. Yeah.
Crystal's so nasty. Oh my gosh. Well, this took a turn.
Yeah. We got 5 minutes to turn it back around.
I know. So anyway, in the
We're
last
never
5
going to
minutes,
accomplish that in 5 minutes.
hey Mike, where can we find all of your books and any information and updates for you there?
Usually, if you look up just Mike Evans, horror author on Amazon, that's a good start. I've got a Facebook page as well, just under Mike Evans author. I've got a TikTok page. I can't even tell you what my thing for it is. I'm horrible about ever remembering to try. It's not my strong suit. Facebook's about my top max for social media, typically, unless I do a podcast. You can see why I don't do them. I'm not very good.
I
Awesome.
think that today's episode is all our fault and has nothing to do with you.
Well, not even that. I think today's episode is actually amazing, and I think we all did really good.
Actually, you're really cool and engaging, so we like having you on the
Yeah.
podcast. So thank you, by the way.
Yeah, no, anytime. I just I see you guys. I always see your updates showing who you got on, and I was like, "Yep, that's pretty cool." I can't think of his name. The guy from Minnesota. Jesus, the huge author. Freaking. You guys had him on like a couple weeks ago.
Jonathan Mayberry?
Yes, God, thank you.
I don't know why, but I was really wanting to say Ray Bradbury, and I'm like, that's not who we
Wow.
have.
Tonight's
Hey,
zombie of the week is Ray Bradbury.
Yeah, we're going to be using our Ouija board for
Our
that one there.
zombie guest this week because he's been dead. I've just been reading Fahrenheit 451. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
That's
No,
all
yeah, we get a lot of fun people on, and Mike, I hope you know that you are one of our regulars that we love having on. So every time you reach out and you're like, hey, can I hop on the episode? I'm like, absolutely. And I try to get you on the next episode.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. 'Cause I never know. If you guys ever do ghosts, get me on for ghosts. I love
Yeah.
ghosts.
Well, we haven't done
Totally.
a ghost episode in a while. Yeah.
I still hope that there's ghosts. Like, I don't know why.
We'll definitely get that. We'll get that scheduled. We have several authors kind of lined up, but we're trying to do like every other author and then like a crazy episode and then author and then crazy. So we'll see if
Sure.
we can do like a ghost episode.
We did match this up because it's cryptids and authors and
Yeah, today's episode was both author and crazy. So
Yeah. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I think that was this theme.
Blondes, books, and delays.
Yep, exactly. What was the other one? It was Blondes, Books, and Tangents. That was our other.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mike, thank you for hopping on with us. Thank you, everybody, for just going through this whole thing. I think we're all used to it at this point, but today was definitely exceptionally delayed and interesting. But I think that's what made it fun. So thank you, everyone, for joining us with that. I'm going to try and sign off, but I'm using two things right here. So we'll see how that goes. If you see awkward silence and weird smiles, that's what's happening.
Can I say one thing before we go?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I want to show off the mug that Bethany gave me.
Do you?
It says, back the fuck up, sprinkle tits. Today is not the day. I will shank you with my horn.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just want to say Bethany obviously loves me because she gave me this. So
I saw it on TikTok Shop and I was like, Crystal needs that.
she was great.
All right, guys. We'll definitely go check out Mike Evans's new book. Is that the plural of your name? Evans.
It's possessive.
Okay. Go check out
Evans
Mike's
is
new
good.
book.
Are you? I'm like, I know you're an author, but I think it's a good thing you weren't an English major.
Yeah. No. I took accounting. See how that went. Okay. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Mike, for joining us, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. We're going to do a pre-recorded episode, and we all know how the last one went, so we'll see how it goes this time. Hopefully it goes well, but it's going to be with another offer. I will get back to you on that.
Yeah.
I know his name, but I know I'm going to mess it up, and I don't want to mess it up. So anyway, we will see you guys in 2 weeks with our author special guest, and we will work on that pre-recorded episode. Mike, thank you for joining us. Every time you're on, it's a blast. Thank you so much for being hopping on with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Larry.
Absolutely. We will see you guys in
Today.
2 weeks, and thank you for joining us. Bye.
Night.